Hello everyone, welcome back to another weekly entertainment news video where we're going to be talking about some disappointing news when it comes to Blade once again. We got some Power Ranger reboot news, along with some casting updates when it comes to the live action Moana, that and much more, so let's get into it. So before we get started, you're maybe wondering, is that a giant Lord Zed head at the very top? And the answer would be yes, it is. I managed to get myself the Lord Zed helmet right there, so future me that's editing this video, just zoom in on that because I'm so happy with this purchase. If you want a deep dive or a closer look at this, let me know in the comment section down below. I can make a quick short or I can make a quick video of this. Also, I purchased a couple of Lego sets, so I've got the Simba Lego set along with the Spider-Man head Lego set, so that's going to be keeping me busy for the next couple of weeks while I fix up the set, while I fix up the design and the look of this. So you're going to see a lot more Legos on the set within the next couple of weeks, along with that Wolverine claw which I've been so behind with. I'll be honest, I just wanted to celebrate because I finally reached 500 subscribers, so thank you all so much for subscribing, liking, watching the videos. Anytime somebody has commented, thank you so much for all of the support, appreciate all of that. As we're on the road now to 1,000 subscribers, I know it kind of feels like a long way away, but I definitely feel like we can get that goal. So again, thank you so much for everybody that's watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, all of that YouTube stuff. But if you are new to the channel and you are watching for the first time, do consider hitting that subscribe button because we do weekly entertainment news videos, movie reviews, TV series reviews, just all of that stuff. Because when it comes to like these types of videos, timestamps are going to be in the description down below. Anything you want to skip around to, anything you're more interested in, timestamps will be in the description down below as we discuss everything here. Because I do want to talk about a couple of trailers. The first trailer I want to talk about here is an actual Looney Tunes movie. So this one being called The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie. Based on the trailer, this looks like such a fun time. Now, I know everybody's comparing it to like the Coyote versus Acme situation because the fact that Warner Brothers actually owns that, and that's why it's stuck in limbo. This isn't actually owned by Warner Brothers, like it's with a different studio, so that's why they're able to release it. And from the early reactions I've seen to this, everybody's praising this movie, so I know it's not going to make a ton of money just because younger generation, I believe, probably won't be going out and watching this. But I'm going to try to go check this out in the theaters because this looks like such a blast, and hopefully with Warner Brothers and with David Zaslav that sees this, maybe they'll finally release Coyote vs. Acme. But so far from the trailer, it does look like a blast. If you've seen the trailer, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Will you be checking it out? Will you give it a miss? What are your thoughts on this? Let me know down in the comment section below, because the next trailer I want to talk about is a complete U-turn from this, and that's the Sausage Party Foodtopia TV series. And the trailer is something. I mean, you've got sausages going inside arseholes, not just human arseholes, but animal arseholes. And I'll be honest, I really enjoyed the Sausage Party movie. It was a fun, entertaining, mind-blowingly disturbing movie. But with this, because it's a TV series, it's episodic, I don't know, like, it looks like they're going to push the boundaries a lot with this show, and I don't know if I can really maintain like my engagement with this throughout the whole show, especially because of how messed up this show looks. It's like a food apocalyptic world, and it's just the things that they're showing, like, it hits my sense of humor, but I can only take so much if I'm being completely honest with you. So I'm going to be curious about that. If you've seen the trailer, what are your thoughts? Will you be checking out the whole show? Will you give it a miss? Is it not your cup of tea? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as we move on to our first news story here, so we've got an update when it comes to like the Mickey Mouse horror movie. Now this one is the Steamboat Willie horror movie, which honestly for me sounds more promising than the other ones. We've talked about this, I think this was back in January where they first mentioned this, because now Mickey Mouse is in public domain, so anybody can make a movie about it. And of course everybody wants to make a horror movie for Mickey Mouse, but we've got a casting update when it comes to that movie. So coming from the Variety, confirming here that Steamboat Willie horror film Screamboat cast the Terrifier star David Howard Thornton as a murderous mouse. So if you're not aware, David Howard Thornton, he plays Art the Clown in the Terrifier movies. He's going to be playing the Steamboat Willie in the horror comedy called Screamboat. Basically what the film's description is showing here, that Screamboat follows a group of New Yorkers on a late night ferry ride that turns deadly when a mischievous mouse begins a rampage targeting unsuspecting passengers. The unlikely crew must band together to thwart the murderous menace before their relaxing commute turns into a nightmare. So kind of like the first half of Jason Takes on Manhattan, but with Mickey Mouse on it. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I generally don't mind Jason Takes Manhattan with the whole bow sequence, but with this, it sounds a lot more promising. Having it as a Steamboat, having Art the Clown dressed up as Mickey Mouse taking on these New Yorkers. I'm honestly not mad at this. I probably will be checking it out. Like I said, this sounds a lot more promising than the other Mickey Mouse movies that they have got going on, like Mickey's Mousetrap and some other horror projects that they have with Mickey Mouse. This one does sound a lot more promising. So as per the t-shirt representing Mickey Mouse, are you excited for this? Will you be checking it out? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now for the next news story we've got here is an update when it comes to the Zack Snyder Rebel Moon movies. So I think I mentioned this in my review, or I'll post somewhere here if you want to check that out. I've mentioned this many times. Is that Zack Snyder is going to be releasing a director's cut for the Rebel Moon project. So we actually have got a release date for this. So it's showing here. So Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon's director cut is rated R through brutal bloody violence and gore, sexual content, graphic nudity and language, with both Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 are coming to Netflix on August 2nd, 2024, with new names of the title now. So it's actually saying here that Chapter 1 is going to be called Chalice of Blood, and then Chapter 2 is going to be called Curse of Forgiveness. I don't think I'll be checking this out, to be completely honest with you. Like, the second one just completely burnt me with this whole franchise. I kind of, honestly, I'm giving up on this franchise. So with this being like a longer version of the movie, even Zack Snyder confirming that these movies are going to be completely different to like the ones that came out, which I still think is an idiotic decision to even do that in the first place. I'm probably not going to be checking it out. If anybody is going to be checking it out and I'm going to be posting reviews for it, I'm definitely going to be curious to see what their thoughts are on it. But for me, I am not going to spend my time watching both the movies, especially because it's going to be like back to back coming out the same day. Realistically, I'm not even excited for these director's cut because of like what they did with the first two movies and the decision makings and the slow motion. My god, the slow motions, I can't do that again. But you see this and you hear this. What are your thoughts? Will you be checking out the director's cut? Will you be giving it a complete miss like I am? Have you given up on the franchise? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, now for the next news story we're going to be talking about here is, I feel like one, I'm probably in the minority for this because we're getting updates when it comes to Freaky Friday 2, a movie I'm actually curious and wouldn't say overly excited, but actually intrigued to check out. So coming from a Variety confirming here that Julia Butters is joining Freaky Friday 2 at Disney. And they beat me to the pun here, saying things are about to get freaky for Julia Butters. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood standout has joined the cast of the Disney's Freaky Friday sequel, sources tell Variety. But with them confirming also that Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan are going to be returning to the movie, and plot details are still being kept under wraps, but rumours are about that Lindsay Lohan has kids. You're going to have switcheroos where like Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan switch bodies with these teenagers who are, one is Lindsay Lohan's daughter and then another is like I think her friend. So it's going to be like a whole body switcheroo situation going on there. I really enjoyed the first movie. I think that it is one of those movies that for me I grew up with. I had such an enjoyable time with it. The premise was so unique, the performances and the whole story and the plot really actually worked and was pretty enjoyable to watch. So with this, I know it's been years since that movie came out, but I'm genuinely curious because Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan, their chemistry is pretty unique and pretty hilarious when it wants to be. So again, like I said, I'm probably in the minority when it comes to this, but also when it comes to like this actress Julia Butters, again, I've not seen her much in any of like previous works. In terms of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I've been meaning to check that out. I've been so behind with some movies, so I do want to check that out, but I have heard good things about that movie, so I'm curious to see who she's going to be playing, what kind of dynamic and what kind of role it's going to be in. But you see this and you hear this. What are your thoughts? For those of you that are excited for the movie, please let me know down in the comment section below. And also, if you're not bothered about this and you're probably going to give this a miss, let me know also down in the comment section below. Okay, now for the next news story, we've got confirmation that the director has been set for the Toy Story 5 movie. So Andrew Stanton is officially set to direct the Pixar Toy Story 5. He previously directed WALL-E and Finding Nemo. Now I'll be honest, I'm a little bit worried when it comes to like Toy Story 5. While I do enjoy Toy Story 4, I do actually prefer the ending of Toy Story 3 because of how everything just came full circle. Toy Story 4 had a really nice ending. Woody and Bo Peep getting together and then Buzz and Woody saying goodbye. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen Toy Story 4. But I'm genuinely worried to see what they could do. Like, there's been rumors and speculation that this is all going to tie into like Andy and his kids, and Andy going after his original toys to give to his kids, which I think can be a really nice story. But I just don't want them to butcher these characters. Like, how do you go from Woody and Bo Peep being separated from the rest of the crew and then bringing them all back? I'm genuinely worried. Although when it comes to like the director, I really enjoy WALL-E. Finding Nemo is still an instant classic for me, so I'm genuinely not too worried with this director. I think that still that there is a lot of potential, but I'm just hoping that whatever they do with this movie, it's a one and done thing. There's no more Toy Story, because 5 movies with this, I think it's just getting too much. But What are your thoughts about this in terms of director? Are you on board with it? Are you worried about the director? Also in terms of the movie, are you genuinely excited for this? Let me know down in the comment section below. Now for the next news story, keeping in terms with Disney, one thing that really caught me off guard this week was we finally got some announcements when it comes to like the casting of the live action Moana movie. So coming from the Variety, we'll get this out the way here, saying that Disney's live action Moana cast Catherine Lagaya in lead role opposite Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Filming starts this summer. So this is officially who's going to be playing Moana. So we got confirmation that Ariel Carvalho, apologies if I butchered that name, she's not going to be returning to the live action. She is going to be voicing the animated one, which is coming out later on this year. But when it comes to the live action, she wasn't going to be returning. I'll be honest, I've not seen this actress at all. I don't think she's been in anything previously. I could be wrong. But she's going to be playing the live action Moana alongside Maui, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. But we've also got more casting news when it comes to this. We also got confirmation that John 2 has been cast as Moana's father in the upcoming live action. For me, I know him more with Power Rangers, and there'll definitely be a discussion about Power Rangers later on in this video when it comes to like what's going on with that reboot. So I know him, he's going to be playing Moana's father. And we got confirmation that Frankie Adams has been officially cast as Moana's mum, along with Rena Owen has been cast as the Grandma Tala in the live action movie here. So basically Moana and her family now officially been cast here. In terms of the whole live action movie, I think I've said this previously, but I genuinely don't feel like they needed a live action movie when it comes to Moana, especially with the fact that they're going to be having a sequel to the animated movie literally later on this year. So when it comes to like this whole live action movie, with it being like beat for beat the same plot, same story as the first one, as the original one, I just don't know how this could go. I really do hope they do well with it and that it is pretty entertaining. Of course, I'm going to be checking it out because I really do enjoy the Moana movie. I think it's definitely one of the better movies that they have produced within the last 10 years. But I'm probably going to be going in there with low expectations. In terms of the casting though, you see this. What are your thoughts about the casting? Are you happy with it? Are you even excited to be checking it out? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, so coming up next, we've actually got some first look at the animation of the Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim. Apologies if I butchered that. Basically, with the movie coming out in December, we have got confirmation that the movie is coming around 2 hours and 2 hours 30 minutes, with Peter Jackson going to be producing it. And we are getting confirmation that the main protagonist, the leader, is going to be a female, with this movie set over 183 years before the events of the Lord of the Rings movies. So when it comes to like the animation, I'll be honest, I'm actually impressed with it here. The animations look like a very old school anime movie, anime show. If you've seen those movies, you know exactly what I mean. So the animation really has impressed me here. There are times where it does look like the X-Men 97 style animation, but with it being an animated movie, and I don't know why, but for some reason I thought it was going to be live action, but it turns out to be an animated movie, being close to 2.5 hour movie, I feel like it's going to put a lot of people off the movie because of that long runtime, because of it being a prequel type of movie. I'm genuinely intrigued about it, but I'll be honest, with that runtime as well, 2 hours and 30 minutes, that is like a long time to sit through, especially with these types of movies. But with Lord of the Rings, these movies have always been like a long extended movie. But I am genuinely impressed with the animation, with the animated style with this movie. So it actually has impressed me. So when it comes to this, you see this animation style, you see the first looks of this. What are your thoughts about it? Will you be checking it out? Will you be giving it a miss? When it comes to like the runtime, does that put you off? Let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, so now let's run through some DC side of things here. So first off, when it comes to like the Creature Commandos series, so James Gunn has confirmed that the series is going to be coming out in December of 2024. So basically the series is featuring a Frankenstein monster teaming up with a werewolf, a vampire and a gorgon to fight Nazis in World War II. We also got confirmation that the series is going to be apparently 7 episodes, with it being like an animated series once again here. And so again, confirming that it is coming out in December. So it's been a bit up in the air. We knew that it was going to be coming out in the fall of this year. My guess was that it was going to come out in October, but no, it looks like it's going to be coming out in December, and this is technically the first bit of James Gunn's DCU. I really want to see like a trailer. I want to see something to see what we're going to be expecting with this, but I'm genuinely curious about it because there's some fantastic voice casting in there. You've got Frank Grillo in there, amongst other types of stars in this show. But I'm curious to see, because I'll be honest, straight up, I've never heard of Creature Commandos. I'm not familiar with like the comic book or anything like that when it comes to like these characters. So I'm actually going in there really intrigued to try and learn more about it, because James Gunn has confirmed that anybody voicing any characters or animated works will be playing those characters in live action. So I'm curious to see this type of group, how the dynamic is going to work, and then also how that's going to be played into live action. So yeah, we're seeing this in December. You see this and you hear this. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. But keeping up with this, we've got updates when it comes to the Peacemaker season 2. So first off, we've got confirmation that David Denman has been cast in Peacemaker season 2 along with Sol Rodriguez. When it comes to Denman's role, basically that's being kept under wraps. But what's interesting is that we've got Sol Rodriguez. She's going to be playing Sacha Bordeaux, and what's interesting is that with that character, it's more linked to like Batman, because at first she's like Batman's bodyguard and then she becomes an agent of Checkmate later on. So it's more linked to Batman. So I'm curious to see how this is going to be portrayed. We've got confirmation that with season 2 it is going to be tied into like the DCU, like James Gunn's DCU, and they're going to explain how it goes from the DCEU to then the DCU. That I'm generally curious about, but that is really, really interesting. But when it comes to the cast here, I'll be honest, I'm not really seeing them in any previous roles before or anything like that, but this is going to be really curious. But not only that, we've got more confirmation when it comes to like the casting here. Tim Meadows has been cast as an Argus agent, Langston Fury, in the Peacemaker season 2. So you've got like a really, really strong casting here. So again, looking at this, you've got John Cena obviously as Peacemaker, Freddie Storm as a vigilante, Jennifer Holland as Amelia Hawcott, Daniel Brooks as Lieto Adebayo, you've got Steve Agee as Dybid, Sol Rodriguez again as Sacha Bordeaux, Tim Meadows as the Argus agent, Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., and David Denham as an undisclosed character. But then also we've got confirmation that White Dragon, Augie Smith, who's being played by Robert Patrick, is also going to be coming back into the season, so season 2. This honestly, like, I had such a blast with season 1. It really surprised me at how good and how entertaining the show was. So I'm really, really curious about this, especially with like the news that we keep getting when it comes to like season 2. This is going to be a ton of fun, with especially with how they're going to explain how season 1 takes place in a different universe. I'm really excited and curious to see how this is going to come about. But you see this and you hear this, what are your thoughts, especially about like the Sacha Bordeaux character, how that's going to be tying in? Let me know your thoughts, your theories, all of that in the comment section down below. Okay, so before we move on to like Blade and that whole situation here, I want to talk about the Power Rangers situation here. So if you weren't aware, there was going to be a Power Rangers reboot. So after the 30 seasons of Power Rangers, they are rebooting it, going in a completely different direction. We've got confirmation here that the series is no longer moving forward at Netflix. Hasbro is starting to redevelop with a new partner. Now initially it was going to be with Netflix, but then now they're looking to try and find a new home because Netflix has cancelled it, as they're no longer going to be like part of it here. Now when it comes to the whole situation with Netflix, a lot of like rumor speculation going about, because they wanted to go for like a more grounded style and Hasbro wanted to go for like a more of what they had with like the later seasons like Cosmic Fury and the last couple of seasons of like the Power Rangers itself. But then once renegotiations started, because Netflix wanted to go for like a style with 2017 Power Rangers movie in terms of like that kind of show, like a more darker tone, but because of the money that was made, the Power Rangers movie being considered like sort of a flop, Hasbro was kind of scared of going through that route when it comes to like the show version. So Netflix kind of walked away from the deal. So now Hasbro's kind of like in limbo. Again, this was all just pure speculation. It's not 100% concrete. I don't know anybody at Netflix. All I'm seeing is just all like the online chatter here. Rumors, again, speculation, so you can take this with a grain of salt, is that they're going to possibly move with Disney. But I'll be honest, when it comes to that, Disney had one of the best seasons of Power Rangers. Now, I'm not going to go too much into like my thoughts or anything, because I am planning on doing a video when it comes to Power Rangers, so you can keep an eye out on that. It's going to be coming around the summertime, I would say around August time, but again, not giving too much away when it comes to like that type of video. But Disney has some great seasons like Wild Force, Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SBD. Like, there were some really, really good seasons with some great theme songs as well, might add, with Disney. I genuinely would not mind Hasbro going with Disney when it comes to having them produce the show. I would like a more grounded, like a little bit more darker, because I know it's like a kid's show, but I feel like most of the audience are now grown up, my age, a little bit older, will want a more darker, more grittier tone with Power Rangers. But honestly, if they go for like similar like what they had with the earlier shows with Disney back in the day, whether it's like a more dark tone, I'm going to be there day one. I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Whoever they do go for, if they are going to possibly go for like a movie route, I would love for it to be on the big screen. Again, I'll be there day one, because I feel like Power Rangers does deserve to be on the big screen. I feel like the movie in 2017 honestly is not as bad as people were saying back in the day. I feel like it's just because of it coming out 2017 and just everything in the middle of like the Power Rangers series, it didn't do that well. But I feel like if a movie does come out on the big screen when it comes to Power Rangers, it will do a lot better. And so I'm going to be keeping my eye glued to this again because once this news broke out, I reached the 500 subscribers. I was like, you know what? I'm getting that Lord Zed helmet. So glad I got that purchase right there. And that laugh is iconic. His voice just so iconic. But anyway, I digress here. You see this and you hear this. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section below. Who do you think, or who would you prefer goes with Hasbro to produce this? What would be your ideal situation? And would you prefer a more grittier, darker tone? Or would you prefer like a more kid-friendly type of tone with the Power Rangers? Let me know down in the comment section below. But we get on to the final news story. And this one, honestly, this is another update when it comes to Blade. So basically, coming from the Hollywood Reporter, confirming here that Marvel's Blade loses director Yan Demange. Mahershala Ali, who has been attached to the project since 2019, remains a star, but this just is a nightmare and a half when it comes to this movie. So now the director is gone, so they're going to be looking for a third director when it comes to this movie, and I'm just as confused as everybody else because this should not be as difficult as they're making it sound. Like, this movie is so simple, and it's the fact that not only are you having a third director, looking for a third director, you've got the sixth writer to work on this. So apparently Eric Pearson, who worked on Thor, Ragnarok, Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four movie, is being hired to work on the current script. And you can look at this on the good side, you can look at this on the bad side. When it comes to like the good, I'm going to try to be positive because honestly I've been having a good week, so I'm going to try to lean more into the positive side of this here. But basically there's been reports showing that basically Marvel Studios wants to get this movie right. They're more focused on getting the movie right rather than getting it wrong, and mostly it's because that they want to have the best movie possible to go set up the Midnight Suns movie, which honestly at this point I feel like that movie might not be coming out for like another 7 to 10 years because of how much this movie is being delayed here. And I get that they're not rushing this movie, they want to take their time, they want to perfect this because of the whole situation here. But at this point you have to look at this and just see how this looks. Like, I mentioned this last week, or was it the week before, whenever I talked about the Blade movie, a lot of people were saying that they're not even that interested in the movie at this point. Like, even if it does release, they're not that hyped, they're not that excited, and I generally don't blame them. I get the need of wanting to perfect this, but like I said, it should not be that difficult to make a Blade movie. That's probably why Mahershala Ali is sticking around, because he knows that this movie could be good, and it definitely has a lot of potential, but this just all points to worrying signs here. So again, the search for another director continues, so we're going to get another update pretty soon when it comes to who's going to be directing this movie, and if they are going to be the final director, we'll have to wait and see for that. But you see this and you hear this, what are your thoughts about it? Are you again excited for this? Who do you think the director, who would you prefer being director of this movie? Let me know down in the comment section below for that. But that about wraps it up for this week's weekly entertainment news video. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Let me know again your thoughts of everything in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. But thank you again for watching. This is YK Reviews. Peace.